What's going on, everybody? This is the Dr. Chris Featherstone here for yet another episode of Unscripted. Listen, it is Tuesday night. You know what that means. I have some of the biggest and the baddest and the best wrestlers and talent of today and yesteryear. And guess what? Tonight is no different. You know why it's no different? Because almost a year ago to the day, I had this guy on. And just so happens time worked out very well that he can come back on the show a little bit over a year later, like a year and 5 days, 4 days, something like that later. And he was a very cool guest, very interesting guest. We were having some technical difficulties for like the past 20, 25 minutes. We were able to get the sound together, but can't see him though. He was able to come back on when doing the countdown. I was able to see him, but I can't see him. I can't see him anymore. So, but at the same time, hopefully he's working on that. Without further ado, as he's working on that, we've got a bunch of questions ready to rock and roll. The Pearl River Powerhouse, Ahmed Johnson. How are you tonight, my man?
I'm good, Doctor. How are you?
I'm doing well, doing well. I was able to see you for a hot second. I don't know what happened to make.
Yeah, I got it to work. I'm still working on it.
Okay, cool. As you're working on it, let's jump right into these questions, man. Before that, how's life been?
It's been steady.
Steady. What is Ahmed Johnson, Tony Norris up to these days?
Not much. Love Jesus Christ. Moving on best I can.
Nice, man. It's always great to hear from you. Let's see. You ready to get into these questions as you're working on that?
Oh, I'm ready.
All right. Rorito's asking, greetings from Puerto Rico. What got you started in pro wrestling? What got you started in pro wrestling? Or wrestlers from today would you like to mentor if you had the chance to?
I have to say Bobby Lashley right out the gate.
Yeah, that's a good choice.
I'd like to pass some of the knowledge on to Bobby. And outside of that, I really haven't been watching it that much, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when's the last time? You know, a lot. I've interviewed lots of people, and I've noticed that a lot of wrestlers don't really watch the product anymore. When's the last? Was there ever a time when you were really into watching the product?
No, not since this new generation thing's taken over.
Mm-hmm. So what, around the Attitude Era or Ruthless Aggression?
Oh yeah.
Okay. What about Ruthless Aggression?
Yeah,
Attitude Era? Okay. Got you. And you stopped watching it like from a weekly standpoint after that?
I'd watch it every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
I'll catch it, but not as much as I used to.
From what you've watched, what are some of the biggest critiques that you have toward today's product?
Well, first of all, everything's main event. Before, you had jobbers and they had a chance to come up and show their talent. Now is everything the name versus the name. You say that for your pay-per-views and your big WrestleManias and stuff like that.
Yeah. I had a conversation recently with my guy Vince Russo, bro. Who I'm sure you work with Vince. I have 3 shows with him. Yeah, I have 3 shows with Vince every week actually, and we talked about the 2-night WrestleMania. One of my biggest critiques was when you get to, I've been watching wrestling since the mid 80s. I've been watching wrestling since the birth of WrestleMania. And every single time you would have a WrestleMania for 30 plus years, it had that showcase of the Immortals feel to it. Nowadays, it's just everybody's on the roster is going to be plugged into a wrestling match somehow, and they're still booking like right before the WrestleMania instead of building the current card that's already rock solid, months on end, like around Royal Rumble time. But now it just seems like they're just booking on the fly to the 11th hour. And it doesn't really have that showcase of the Immortals feel to it like it used to. The best of the best used to be on WrestleMania. How was that? How was it during your time around the WrestleMania feel? And am I going to be on the card? How was that feeling backstage during that time?
It was like back then, it's like you earned it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You had to earn your spot. I mean, and you had the guys, the jobbers come in and gave them work, and now it's like every match is a match you'll see on pay-per-view.
Yep.
Or WrestleMania, and there's no build up to it anymore.
Yep.
They don't take the care to build them up to the main events anymore, man. And it sucks.
Yeah, it's unfortunate to see. I agree. It was, and plus you need some good announcers too. I mean, Vince McMahon really put you over. He called you the Pearl River Powerhouse, right? He made you look. He made you sound like he put that in it, to make you sound like somebody huge, a star. I mean, you're not just from Pearl River. You're the Pearl River Powerhouse, pal. So it's something huge. Yeah. Who came up with the name Ahmed Johnson, by
the way? Vince.
Was it Vince? What made him come up with Ahmed Johnson? Was it an urban type of name or something? Or what was the point of Ahmed Johnson?
I don't have any idea, man. Because it's a Middle Eastern name.
It's really interesting. Yeah.
Name from a brother from the hood. I don't know.
He's like, come on, let's see. Oh man, that sounds great, pal. Just him and Pat Patterson probably talking, going through names and finding out which ones fits best for you. Yeah. Very interesting. Who came up with the name Moadib when you were in
that was back in Global. Skandar Akbar came up with that.
Yeah. Oh, Akbar came up with that. Okay, very nice.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Yeah, I used to watch Global back in the day. I was a huge because it was that ESPN.
Global, man.
Yeah, it was that ESPN 4:00 spot. It was USWA, and then it was Global in the early '90s, and I used to come home from school.
That was a stepping stone for a lot of guys, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure was.
That opened a lot of doors.
Yeah. How'd you get started in Global?
Just got a call to come up there from a friend of mine, and I went up there, and boom, I was signed on.
Wow. Very, very interesting. All right, let's get into these questions here. If you could do a tag team with any 3 living or dead wrestlers, who would you team with and why? And what was it like working with Booker T, Stevie Ray's Pro Wrestling Alliance Wrestling School?
I never worked at their wrestling school.
Okay.
I don't know why people got that. People say I worked there, and I'm part of it. I'm not. I don't have anything to do with that.
The first question.
They're doing very well, I hear.
Oh yeah, they're doing very well. If you could do a tag team with any 3 living or dead wrestlers, who would you team with and why?
Well, that's a big question there. Warrior for one.
You said Warrior?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Why the Ultimate Warrior?
Just because I love his energy.
Yeah.
His energy mixed with that Ahmed intensity, man. That'd have been a good combination.
Ah, very nice.
Who else would I chose? I'm trying to find people that would fit with Ahmed Johnson's character gimmick. You know what? I would have teamed up with Vader.
That's exactly what I was thinking of, was Vader. Yep.
I was teaming with Vader.
Yeah.
And probably Brock Lesnar would have been a hell of a teammate with me.
Yeah, Lesnar. Yeah, I think Lesnar would have been cool too. But yeah, the first person I thought of was Vader. With you would have been very interesting.
Oh yeah, Vader for sure.
You worked with Vader in the mid '90s, right? When he was
Oh
in
yeah.
WWE. Yeah. How was it working with Vader? Like how was he backstage? How was Leon White as a person?
Well, you know, a lot of people got bad things to say about him, but he's always cool with me, man. You know, like I told you before, you can only judge a man by the way he treats you, and he treated me good.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't get in with everybody else teaming up one more. He was stiff, and he was stiff. I'll give him. I tell you that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But as far as a person that treated me well, I mean, he treated me with the utmost respect. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he's a great dude. You ask me.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's so good. He's going to be in the Hall of Fame this year. He was the second announcement than the Undertaker. So it's already going to have. It's already looking to be a nice lineup of people. Yeah, but and there's the thing with Leon, with Vader, though, there's a difference between working stiff and working, unsafe. That's not one and the same.
Right,
You know what I mean? And
right.
he was giving people those headshots. He was giving some initiation. You know what I mean?
Ooh. Them headshots, boy, he runs for real. I mean, he
Yeah,
laid them
man.
on me, man, and I was like, Jesus, that kind of a match, brother? He
Aaron
laid
is
them
that.
headshots in there.
Oh yeah, absolutely. What was your experience like in the GWF and Global? That was my favorite promotion as a kid, and where I saw you wrestle, where I first saw you wrestle.
No, Global was great, man. You know, um, never had any problems in Global. Global was my stepping stone into the WWF.
Yeah,
So, I
yeah.
mean, Global gets, a lot of praise from me.
Nice, nice. You got a visitor. You got a visitor on, man. You want to know who it is?
Who's that?
Bill Apter. Make sure you say hello from me, good old friend. Bill says.
Yes, he is, man.
Yep.
Joe
Yeah.
Abner was a great, great friend of mine.
Yeah, Bill Apter, he's actually on the Sports Kita team with us, and he's making some big moves. Legendary journalist. I love talking to that guy.
Yes, he is.
Elvis is asking,
You got
who
me to
is
get
your
my
great?
stuff.
Oh, nice, very nice. Who is your greatest rival, and who was your best friend in the locker room?
My greatest rival. Man, I have to say Farouk.
There you go.
We had so
Yeah,
many matches together.
yeah, yeah.
In my best friend locker room, I don't know. There was many guys, Savio Vega, Rakishi, many guys that I hung out with, man. That was good friends of mine.
Nice, nice. How was Taker back there?
He was cool, man. He was cool. I mean, only thing I remember, is riding with Taker, and he loved rap music, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Very interesting. Who was someone
yeah.
you didn't get along
He's
with that well in the locker room back in your WWE days?
let me see. I don't know. I kind of kept to myself, man. That's where everybody think I was mean because I kind of kept to myself.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
that translated into me being mean, I guess.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha.
But I knew some of the bull that came with some of the guys, so I kind of avoided some
Yeah,
bad situations.
yeah, yeah. AJ is asking, when are you going into the WWE Hall of Fame?
I don't know if this still teed off at me, man. So maybe never. I don't know.
And why is he still
Vince
ticked
was
at
mad
you?
at me because when I left,
Hmm.
when I walked out on him.
You walked out. Why? Was it?
Why?
Yeah, was it a financial issue or booking?
No, it was booking and personal reasons of mine
Okay, gotcha.
that I
And
had to
he,
deal with.
yeah, yeah. And did you let him know you're leaving, or did you just walk out? Like, what's his perception of Why does he have heat with you? 25 years later.
I have no idea, man. I let him know I was leaving.
Hmm.
So why he still got heat, I don't know.
Hmm. And you end up going to the WCW not too far after that. How was it working with my buddy Eric Bischoff? What's your overall thoughts on your WCW run?
I didn't have any connection with Eric Bischoff. My only person I dealt with was Vince Russo.
Oh, okay.
That's
Yeah,
who I dealt with the most.
Gotcha. Yeah, because he
And
went over around that time
Vince
too,
Russo,
around
man,
99.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that I went there because I wasn't in shape, man. I wasn't ready. I've been sitting on my butt, eating, and got big as a hog, and I went there and just wasn't in shape to be in the ring, man.
Mm-hmm.
But Vince Russo gave me a chance, man. And he stuck by me, man. He was a cool dude, man.
Yep. What made you want to make the decision to go back into pro wrestling after leaving the WWE?
So I thought about it for a while, and the opportunity came for me to tag up with one of my partners, from the streets, Stevie
Mm-hmm.
Ray. We hung out. We kind of came up together in the streets, man.
Mm-hmm.
And got an opportunity to tag up with him, and I just didn't want to pass it up.
Gotcha. Let's see here. Hunter's asking, what are your thoughts on Roman Reigns' strike of wins? I don't know if you pay attention to Roman Reigns' strike of wins, but you can answer that question. Just your thoughts on Roman Reigns, period.
They're trying to make him into The Rock, and it's never going to work. It's never going to work.
He's having a pretty strong heel run, though. He's had over 500 and some days as champion. Much longer than What's that?
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was just saying that he has a much longer title reign than the Rock ever has. The popularity is Rock has so much charisma that he was just a solid babyface. Roman's, doing this heel thing. He's been a heel for about a year and a half now, and he's doing his thing as a heel. Do you think he'll ever become a babyface again?
I paid that the script over already. He's going to transfer, become a babyface, and that's what they do. They build that heat up, and then they knock it off, and something happens when you run out to save somebody, and you become the babyface, and it's the same old, man.
same old. Christopher is asking, who would be your dream WrestleMania opponent in this generation or past?
In this generation, I would say Bobby Lashley.
Okay. What about past?
Past, I always wanted to go get Psycho Sid, man. I love the dude, man, but I always wanted to match against him for some reason.
Nice. Yeah, that would be very interesting. You and Sid in the feud. Who's the babyface? You or Sid in this feud?
I think I would be the babyface.
Yeah, I agree. I remember, you as a babyface and a heel, and then you were a heel with the was it No Limit Soldiers, right?
The Nation.
No, I'm talking about WCW.
No, everybody keeps saying I was, man. I don't know who that dude was, but everybody keeps thinking it was me.
No. I know I wasn't you. That was Swole or something like that. But I thought for some reason I know that I thought you were never in the faction, right? Because I know that it was like Master P and a bunch of other people, and then you came separate with Stevie Ray because you and Booker T was feuding over the T because you were Big T, right?
Right.
Okay, that's what it was. Yeah. So who came up with that idea? Feuding over the
T. I have no idea. I was just going with the flow.
I remember Book lost and he was just Booker for a while, and then he had the old school GI Bro for a hot second.
He
They
should
were
have kept
just
that, man. That would have went a long way.
he should have kept the GI Bro. Well, he ended up becoming world
Yeah.
champ when he was Booker T, though. So, another person who Vince Russo had some faith in and pushed him. So, speaking of Vince Russo, um, Johnny's asking, what do you think of Edge?
I haven't really watched Edge too much, so I really can't comment on it.
You left in what, 97 or 98?
Yeah,
97?
97, I believe.
Okay, so you actually left a year before Edge started to start to get on programming on WWE programs. So I think y'all just missed each other. Cool. Let's do one more question here from Elvis. If you would have one more match with anyone from any promotion, who would it be and why, other than Bobby Lashley? Anybody else nowadays? How about you and Roman Reigns?
Roman Reigns, yeah, that would be okay, I guess.
Yeah.
But let me think. I would like to go against Brock Lesnar.
Oh, okay.
I think that'd
Absolutely.
be a hell of a dog fight.
Oh, yeah. So Lesnar's known as a fighter. He's a farm boy, just had that high intensity. Now, Brock Lesnar has a reputation of being one of the toughest in the business. How would you rank Ahmed Johnson in the level of tough guys in the business? It's usually, Brock Lesnar nowadays, but everybody always says Haku, is up there as the toughest.
Right.
People say I've heard Rick Rude, I've heard Dick Slater, I've heard a lot of around the same style of names, not the same bucket of names of among the toughest. What is Ahmed Johnson, the Pearl River powerhouse, rank in the toughest wrestlers in the history of professional wrestling? And who
I
else
don't
was
know,
the
but I
toughest?
would definitely say in the top five.
In the top five. And the top five is the
Yeah.
toughest. From what your experience working in global, working in Texas, and of course your WWE and WCW days, who are some wrestlers that were quietly tough that usually aren't necessarily mentioned very much, but were really tough backstage?
I hate to say his name because people don't like me to say his name, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Chris Benoit was one.
Okay. Benoit was tough.
Dean Malenko.
Malenko, really? Okay, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
he's a secretly tough guy.
Malenko has some toughness to him. Very nice.
In WWF, I would say I can't remember the name. Bob Holly was pretty tough,
Oh yeah.
from what I hear.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Um, Another one was Bart Gunn.
Bargun, yeah, he won the brawl fall.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
those are the guys that were tough.
How about one person who may be tough or seems to be tough, but wasn't that tough back in your day?
Mm, man, you put me on the spot here.
That's what I do, pal.
Somebody that was paper tough.
Paper tough, yeah.
Man, who's paper tough?
It could be WCW, Global, WWE, anywhere.
WCW. Let me think. I don't know, man. It's a good question. I mean, most of the guys that Well, Tough had earned that reputation.
Okay.
Not everybody was, an asshole either. Some of them were assholes and some of them weren't.
Gotcha.
But as far as paper tough, it's hard to say.
Who
You go with
were
Ric Flair or somebody like that.
okay? Well, there you go. There you go. Ric Flair, in your opinion, is paper tough. Why is he paper tough?
Because he acts tougher than what he is.
Gotcha. Lots of clout, lots of talk.
Yeah.
Lots of bragging backstage.
But, he had his position. You mess with him, you might lose yours because he was one of the top dogs.
Gotcha.
As far as in the ring goes, but outside the ring is a different story.
Now, would the Horsemen back him up legit, or was he on his own a lot?
I think when he first started out, they would back him up legit.
Okay.
But as time went on, I think it all changed.
Gotcha. Very interesting. Very interesting. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Very cool information. Jeff was saying, how about Eddie Guerrero? He's tough.
Eddie was tough.
Was Austin tough?
Who?
Steve Austin.
In the ring, yeah.
In the ring. Not so much backstage?
Not so much backstage.
Very interesting information there. Cool, man. Appreciate you sharing the spotlight with me again, man. The spotlight was yours, and this was very, very cool conversation. See, I love talking to people like you because you're one of those people who don't mind sharing your experience, both in the ring and out the ring. And so I appreciate your candor. It's always a pleasure talking to you, my man.
I appreciate it, man.
Awesome. Have a good night, my man. Yeah. We'll make sure the camera's working next time.
I promise you guys the camera working. I'm going to get a new phone tomorrow.
Sounds good. So maybe we can do a part 3 soon, man, with the camera working.
Okay.
Sounds good, man. I'll give you a buzz, and have a good night. Thanks so much.
Okay, Doc. You too.
All right. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Later.